Hello, fellow collectors. Tevez here with my XM Studios Iron Man Mark 42 statue. So I got this bad boy in last week, and I'm a little late on the review because of all the excitement around Magneto. Priority was to get a video of him up because he seems to be the most anticipated statue out there right now. But that doesn't mean that this guy doesn't deserve some love. So I have this guy set up the way that I display him. And I think overall this is just another amazing statue from XM Studios. I think they really knocked this statue out of the park. I was one of the few fans of the movie. Definitely not my favorite of the 3 Iron Man movies, but still I really liked this armor. And you know, when they first released this, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really that interested. And then lo and behold, they start tweaking the portraits. And once I got an up-close look at this portrait of Robert Downey Jr., I just knew that I had to have it. So, if you take a quick look, you can see, I mean, it is pretty much spot on. Out of all the Iron Man statues I've seen, Sideshow's got one coming. Gentle Giant did one. As far as the portraits are concerned, I mean, I think this thing is just spot on. It's got the likeness, the paint, the skin tones, everything around it are absolutely amazing. They got the gold right in the armor. I mean, this is just a hard statue to paint. With so many different colors, so many different parts. You know, it really takes some skill to be able to nail a statue like this. And I think they did it wonderfully. So I'm just going to kind of take you around the statue, show you some of the details. I'll introduce you to the swap out parts and just get you guys a good look at what this statue looks like. So the base on this bad boy is it's pretty simple, and I like that. You know, they do a lot of stuff with their bases. This one was one of their earlier releases. They kept it simple, and it really puts the focus on Iron Man, which I like. So this is really cool. If you get a close-up here of the arc reactor, you can see all the detail that went into this. There we go. Pretty cool. So he comes with the left arm attached. And this arm, his right arm, is completely removable because there's a different arm that you can actually plug in. So right here on the left hand, this actually comes off. It's actually holding his mask, right? So you'd use this for one of the 2 unmasked portraits. And you can put a closed fist in its place. Simple, but cool. Something they didn't have to do, but they obviously did. Just a couple of extra parts. I guess if you're going to display him with the fully masked portrait, that would make the most sense to have the closed fist there, because obviously he wouldn't be holding his hand or holding his mask. So I'll give you a look at what that looks like. Pretty cool stuff. But like I said, the paint on this is pretty amazing. I know that it's really hard to match this to the prototype. My buddy Andy's always talking about how Sideshow completely screws up the colors on this gold. And when he got this in hand, he was absolutely amazed. It was his first XM piece. And he's the Iron Man master, so if he says it's good, we all know it's good. So another thing you can do, this arm comes out completely, held in by magnets, of course. And in place, we have a whole nother setup. So if you elect to, you can also display them in this fashion, which gives it a completely different look. Also a very cool look. Probably my second way to display this bad boy, but I'm not the kind of guy that really alternates all display options very often. I kind of pick one that I like and stick with it. But I thought this came out pretty cool because it does give the statue a completely different appearance. I don't really see a whole lot of people having the arm down by the side, you know, with him having his arm raised like he was about to shoot like a pulsar cannon, or I don't know, whatever you'd call the weapon that comes out of his hand. I think that just looks a lot more dynamic and it looks a lot cooler. So let's give you guys a look at the Pepper Potts portrait, which I also think they did a pretty amazing job on. I'll never display it that way because to me, she's obviously not Iron Man. She got to wear the suit for a quick minute. But I guess if you're a big Iron Man fan and you've got the Sideshow version coming, you know, you could display this with the Sideshow Robert Downey Jr. version and you'd have a pretty dynamic setup. So I'll get you guys a close-up of what this portrait looks like. Pretty sweet. The paints are awesome. The hair has like a silverish tint to it. It's got like blondes and silver in it. It's hard to see it here in the camera, but overall in person, it looks really impressive, guys. So I'm going to do some close-ups of the body just so you guys can kind of see the lines in the paint like you can expect to see when you buy an XM statue. But if you look close, you can see all these different parts. You've got gold, silver, red, black, all these different colors. And as you can see, the lines are just super crisp. They do a really good job with direction at their factory. However, they're teaching these guys to hold it down. Sideshow could take a note because, let's see, this is my seventh statue actually from XM. I've got multiple of each, guys. And out of everything that I've opened, I have not had a single problem with anything yet, which is unfortunately more than I can say for my last Sideshow purchases. You guys can just see the lines are immaculate. And the paint, it's just, it really pops. You can kind of see the glare of the red as I'm spinning this around. These guys just really do an amazing job on their stuff. I mean, just look at that. I mean, how hard is it to get that as clean as it looks in this camera right now? Not an easy task. Get you guys a look at the base. Nothing super exciting, but still it's pretty huge. Like I said, simple, but still works for this piece. And there you have it, folks. XM Studios Iron Man Mark 42. I think this is sold out, but I definitely think if you can get your hands on one of these, it's worth having. I think in future years, this bad boy will probably go up in value. There was only 500 of them made, a couple of different options, and the portraits I think are just super impressive. So I'm going to do a close-up here so you guys can really get a look at this being my favorite portrait. And I really think they did a good job on this. I mean, the skin tones, the detail, the hair that they have on his face, I mean, everything. It just looks so clean. Just spectacular. I am ecstatic to have this in hand. This is edition size, or edition number 007. Robert Downey Jr. up in my hand, looking like a pimp. Thanks for checking out my review, guys. And I'll be sure to have more coming. Have a good day, y'all. Peace.